hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't find anything. Embodying awareness of all that you identify with and letting it go in order to pick up the current of your rhythm. Synchronistic message. There's a fucking firework when I read that. Um, it takes someone. It's fucking going down out there. It takes someone to really enhance the moment when you, how do I say this? It takes someone to enhance the moment, but it does not take the identification with the moment to really transcend or to create the effect. It takes the conscious sort of will or whatever you want to frame that as. I mean, this has already been, I mean, if you have any sort of conscious ability and you're interested in reading, you can find all these sorts of philosophical guides to what I'm about to unravel, I guess. But language sort of imprisons us in this identification state. Like, I identify with being an artist or a musician, or I identify as like a Republican or something. Or okay, but to if that's all you're conscious of is your identification with it, the content of what you're experiencing within your day-to-day existence, inside that identification, it shapes you in a way where you're not necessarily behaving as if you have control of the present moment. You're more of an observation of yourself. And identifying and being, like truly just being. What I mean by like being is just, I mean, it can be as simple as not talking and just allowing the moment to sort of and transcend you, right? The, a good representation of what being would be to me is um, what I notice at concerts nowadays, or even shows, small shows, is that you have these crowds and majority of people just with their phones. I don't know where my phone is. Where's my phone? It's over there. But with their phones just like in front of their eyes, recording the concert, right? And they're most of the time they're watching it through the screen themselves. Um, I find that first of all, it pisses me off. First and foremost, you're at you paid to be there, and you're watching it through a fucking screen, or you're focused on. Oh, okay. Anyway, but when you're focused on your identification with the moment you're in rather than being in the moment, not solving anything but being there and experiencing being a participant, is much different and much more, it creates a different effect amongst your environment. And when you have like a civilization or a momentum of people who are just so in the perception of identity rather than being, I mean, you get this sort of unnatural state. It's the only thing I can really come up with. Um, and this unnatural state, I mean, it surrounds us. It is us in a sense. We are it. We are like in it as well. Remember that these are never supposed to be formalized in a way where I'm trying to transcend my identification with myself and the audience. This is me pressing record and just opening up the doors, the floodgates. Because truly, I, we could argue about this all day, but when we have access to instantaneous information, it creates a sort of cloud coverage, if you will, where it's just gray all the time. And going above the clouds, it's, you can see all the stars or the bright blue sky, but what remains underneath is the gray cloud. Sometimes it's storming, sometimes it's windy and whatnot, but it's it's a constant coverage of that, a fog or a mist. It's interesting. Carry on.